Hello and welcome back. So we'll do standard 11, safeguarding children. Right. Let's start with activity 11.1a. Complete the table below to list 3 examples of signs, symptoms, or indicators for each type of abuse listed. So physical abuse, you got unexplained wounds, bruises, broken bones. So those are 3, and you can add some more if you like. Emotional abuse, so delay in development, speech disorders, and fear of making mistakes. Those are the few examples, and there's more. So sexual abuse, genital pain, anal pain, itching, and others. No, there's some more. So we needed only 3 examples. Neglect, being hungry, poor personal hygiene, delays in development. Then radicalization, so behavior changes, changes in the way they speak, use of extremist terminologies. So those are 3 examples. Child trafficking, domineering adult, complaint and unkempt, show little or no use of English language. Last, FGM, female genital mutilation, so severe pain, bleeding, and chronic infections. So those are the examples. You can look online or from the activity book. There's some more examples for you guys. All right. Activity 11.2 Part 1. Complete the spider diagram below to identify the potential influence a parent's, carer's, physical or mental health could have on a child's well-being. An example has been provided for you. So the example is, it could increase their vulnerability. So these are the potential impact of carers or parents' health on child's well-being. It could cause physical harm. That's another one. It could slow their development. It can cause emotional harm. It can affect their ability to safeguard. So, and there's probably some more. Right, 11.2, Part 2. Think about the impact that domestic violence may have on the well-being of a child. Complete the sentence below to show your understanding. So, experiencing domestic violence can have a negative influence on a child's or young person's well-being because it can affect them emotionally. It can affect their growth and other developmental milestones. Also, it can affect them socially, so their behavior towards things as well as behavior in general. Okay, next, activity 11.3. Choose 3 of the rights that children and young people have by law and state this in the table below. For each one, describe how this right affects you at work. So, first example is the right to life. How to work in ways that respect each right. The children have the right or privilege to live their life according to how they want it. Free from harm, abuse, that's one. And from hunger. Right, another one, number 2, the right to their views being respected. So, right to views respected. So, if they got their opinion, their view on the matter, they have the right to be respected. So, if a child say that I want to play the guitar or the keyboard, that's their views of being a musician. Even though they're a young person, they might not play it that well, they have that right, and you can help them with that one. So let them play around with the musical instrument as long as it's safe for them and as long as it's safe for the equipment as well. The right to name and nationality. So some kids, when they are born in foreign countries, like America, I think they're entitled citizenship. So that's one. So the right to name and nationality could work as well when you got children in the workplace, to call them by the name that they want and respect their nationality as well. And last but not the least is freedom of expression. So it's not only the press who's got freedom of expression, so the children have freedom of expression. So sometimes you will hear about neighbors complaining that, oh, there are kids that are noisy, etc. But as the law says, children get freedom of expression. So to a certain extent, you need to tolerate them and understand them, because they have that right to express themselves. But beyond what is safe and what is right, then you can probably step in or have someone to tell them, like talk to the parents and say that, oh, this one's a bit out of order. So those are the things about the rights, children's rights. Activity 11.4, familiarize yourself with your organization's safeguarding children policy and procedures, if in place, or speak to your manager about safeguarding children. Read the scenario below and answer the questions that follow. So, case scenario. 16-year-old Mauro has been visiting his grandfather regularly at your workplace. Last week, Mauro missed his usual visit. When you see him today, you notice that he has got a black eye and scraped hands. When you ask him about it, he answers that he has walked into a door frame. Fill in the boxes below to describe the following. Number 1, what you should do if you have concerns that a child may be at risk of abuse, or if abuse has been alleged. So first is to talk to the child and ascertain what happened, and if you still got doubts, talk to a family member about it. Number 2, state to whom you should report your concerns. So if you really got concerns, as I said, you will need to speak to the nurse in charge or to your manager, whoever is available. And number 3, state from whom you should seek advice and guidance. So with regards to this matter, mostly the manager can give you advice and guidance. And if the manager is not around or available that time, either it's over the weekend and it can't wait, then you can speak to a social service, the police. It depends on the gravity of your concerns. If the nurse is available, you can speak to your nurse in charge and seek advice from them. Activity 11.5, familiarize yourself with the organization safeguarding children policy and procedure, if in place, or speak to your manager about safeguarding children. Read the scenario below and answer the questions that follow. So another scenario, 12-year-old Sarah is very interested in new technologies and uses her laptop and smartphone frequently for research, as well as keeping in touch with friends by posting pictures, daily thoughts on social network sites, and using chat rooms to make new friends. What are the potential risks Sarah might be exposed to when using the internet and online social networks frequently? Identify your thoughts on the spider diagram below. So, risks to safety arising from use of internet and social networks. Potential problem would be the scammers, negative comments, hate comments, can be harassed, online bullying, they can encounter identity theft. So if you keep posting photos and all, they might use that photo. And also like trafficking, pornography, and radicalization. So they may get recruited by the wrong crowd. Activity 11.6, using your understanding of the following legislation, summarize the main purpose of each law that helps to safeguard children and young people. So you got the Children Act of 1989. This act protects the welfare of children who are at risk and also children who may be in need of services. So the Children Act of 2004, this act is known for the joint plan developed in partnership with the parents, children, and young people. And this is known as the Common Assessment Framework. So the keyword here is CAF, the Common Assessment Framework. That is the one that you need to remember with this act. So you can answer CAF, Common Assessment Framework. Okay. Next, the Sexual Offences Act 2003. So the act defines sexual offenses against children under 13 and under 16. The age of consent is set at 16 unless you hold a position of trust in relation to the young person. For example, as the worker, teacher, trainer. So, Sexual Offences Act 2003, keywords here, it has two parts. So, one is stating what is considered as sexual offense, including physical and non-physical. And then the other one is age of consent, which is at 16 unless you hold a position of trust in relation to the young person. For example, they are worker, teacher, trainer. In that case, age of consent is 18. So those are the two main things for Sexual Offences Act. The CARE Act 2014 is about children who care for their parents in their own home are being made part of their parents' needs assessment. Okay, so that's the summary for this one. And then last but not the least, the Children and Families Act 2014 aims to provide young carers with the same help and support as adult carers. So that's the main theme for this one. Right.